March on, soldiers of Vargas. Did you, with me?
Alright guys, first of all, Nintendo, Koei Tecmo and Omega Force all together actually came out yesterday to share a brand new trailer on Fire Emblem Three Hopes, while indicating that it now launches on June 24 on the Nintendo Switch. Now for those of you new, well, Fire Emblem Warriors Three Hopes over here is basically what games like Strikers was to Persona 5, or in short, a Muso style 1 vs 1,000 slasher, and one will obviously sit within the same universe of Fire Emblem games. Check it out.
Felix? I'm a knight's daughter, you know. I won't go down easy. This is it!
Oops, sorry. I just couldn't peel my eyes off you for a minute there. Even a guy like me has a few things worth fighting for. I'll see you in hell, I guess.
You were slacking off, Sylvain. Glory to the banner of the knights. Victory shall be ours. This ends here!
Those who let themselves be lured into the trap will be whisked away by a swift gale, the embodiment of darkness, as they are slowly drained of their life.
Coming up next, it's Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. What Sunbreak is an expansion pack that's supposedly adding new content to the game in about every department. Other than the quality improvement and the new features to the game, it'll even add more monsters, a new map, obviously more areas to explore, and most importantly, a new story arc. Check it out. Sunbreak releases on Switch on June 30th.
Komura and the kingdom!
The only rule is to rule the field. Introducing the latest sport taking the Mushroom Kingdom by storm. Strike!
Coming up at number 3. As y'all suspected, I would assume, so for the past couple of months, yes, Next Level Games are indeed working on Mario Strikers Battle League. They came out, what, like 20 years ago on GameCube. It is now once again releasing on June 10 on the Nintendo Switch. It is mainly a soccer game, as you can see, where you could team up with up to 5 people online. Check it
Here
out.
are some battle-tested striker strategies. A team that tackles together, scores together. Push a teammate for a team tackle that covers extra ground for defense or scoring. Get hands-on and push your team to victory, literally. Another strat for star strikers is the Hyper Strike. First, get your gloves on a strike orb when it appears on the pitch. Avoid your opponents until you can charge it up and let her rip while your opponents are distracted. Each character's Hyper Strike has a different flourish and can score 2 points by showing that net who's in charge.
Actually, I have mentioned this one a few times ago, but just once again in case you didn't catch up. On the news, apparently, Sega's own team, I mean like the original team from all the damn way back, is now working on a new 2D entry in the Sonic franchise, which we've heard nothing about, and at the same time, Sonic Origins, and that it'll launch on June 23 for consoles and PCs, Switch included. In case you didn't get it really, Sonic Origins is basically the remasters of the first 3 Sonic games from all the way back. Check it out. Now, a couple of days ago, Sega once again released a new trailer on Demon Slayer. It is now, however, finally releasing on June 10 on Switch. And for those of you unfamiliar, the game is an arena brawler at its core and probably the first AAA title based on the Demon Slayer series. Check it out.
Changed my life. Forever.
I have to keep going. I want to solve the HB case, no matter what.
Guys, look, Spike Chunsoft, on the other hand, just announced that AI The Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative, which is a murder mystery, puzzle, point-and-click adventure kind of mishmash, now releasing on June 24. And will be coming to basically every single console. Check it out. Their game of talking is actually the direct sequel to AI Somnium Files that came out a few years ago.
This guy.
Wink Sync is a simplified version of syncing, where you're still taking a look inside their dreams.
And dreams are made from memories. Let's get right to it then. Okay. Then let's begin.
面前接受真经和点化，偏偏这时来了一群不速之客。
Coming up behind that, we have Rabbids Party of Legends. This game will be coming to the Nintendo Switch, Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 on June 30th this year. Here is the trailer that came out. We know this time around the party-based multiplayer game is inspired by the classic Chinese novel Journey to the West, and it'll have some like 50 plus games through which you could go in parties of up to 4 people. Check it out. Guys, around the same time last year, we actually had the word that Middle Max Xeno Reborn will be coming to the West, and there was this hype train going on with the reveal of this thing ever since. The good news is now, this open world turn-based action RPG Japanese mix is finally coming overseas and into pieces in the Nintendo Switch on June 10. To accompany that great news, fine folks at the company also came up with this.
The great soldier. The accuracy of a confident archer. Or perhaps you'll prefer to defeat your foes with powerful magic.
Retroforge, on the other hand, actually a little less than a month ago, finally came out with the reveal of a release date on Soldiers. What, in case you are new to a 16-bit inspired, as you can see, Souls-like Metroidvania, pretty hardcore platformer, and apparently now coming to all consoles in addition to PCs and Switch, obviously on June 2nd. Check it out to accompany this news. Also, the fine folks at the company came up with a brand new trailer.
They can be more powerful than you imagine. Will you be strong enough to succeed and bring your fellow soldiers back home?
Now, Zorro the Chronicles, we know, will launch for basically every single console as well on June 14. This game is at its core an action comedy game, pretty much inspired by the TV show as well. Honestly, I don't really know much about the game or more than that. Here's the gameplay, the trailer they came up with. And Zorro will actually be available physically and digitally on Switch when it releases. Check it out. Moving on, we have Behind the Frame, the finest scenery. Well, what is described by its developers as an interactive fiction about an artist on the cusp of finishing her last piece. Well, take a look. This game is now on its way to the PlayStation 4 and Switch June 2. When it does go on the hybrid console, we know it'll have a new story. Also, then you'll be able to paint with the touchscreen support, obviously. Check it out. Now, Devolver Digital also announced just a few days ago that Card Shark will finally arrive on June 2 on the Nintendo Switch. Well, Card Shark is basically a game of tricks. Look, whatever you need to know about this game, you can actually find out right now beforehand through a free demo, which is available on the Nintendo eShop since a few days ago. And well, just in case you have missed out on the whole thing, fine folks at the company also came up with a brand new trailer. And last but not least, it is Hori whatever and Friends. Well, this game was announced for Switch in the West no more than a month ago. About a few days ago, we also came across a release date of June 16 for the game. The Hori and Friends, I would assume, is a 2D shmup that actually came out to PCs about 3 years ago. Basically, it is kind of a bullet hell flying game and one with a ton of upgrades and stuff. Check it out in case you missed it.